Hi, this is Kim Cook from Bread of Life Mission, and we're doing Conversations on a Bench. And I'm sitting here today with Frank. Okay, I'm not going to say it right.
That's okay. Digirolamo.
Deacon Frank.
You said Frank just great.
Yes, I had it in my head, and then I said another word, and it just went. Frank is the executive director.
Yes.
Of Nightwatch here in Seattle.
Yeah.
Tell us what you do at Nightwatch. Who is Nightwatch?
Yeah. So Operation Nightwatch has been around since the late 1960s in response to a request from some parishioners to the pastor to say, hey, our young adult is lost on the streets and lost in life. Can you go find them? And famously, he found them and stayed up all night in an abandoned house, just chatting and listening to hopes and fears and struggles and joys in the midst of it all. And famously, when it was time for the pastor to go home, the several young adults at that time said, please come back, the streets need a chaplain. So they were thankful that it wasn't forceful, it was more of a proposal of love and a demonstration of their dignity that they were just with, relationship, trying to foster some trust. So we've continued to do that street chaplaincy, so we're out there every week in the same neighborhoods, the same days, the same times. We see over 200 people meaningfully every week.
Wow.
Just to accompany and listen to stories. And I like to say, sort of start to write our shared story from there. But we don't want to keep those relationships there.
Right.
They're beautiful, and there's a lot of ember to fan into flames. But so over time, Kim, we've added some layers to what we do. We now invite people in every night for a hot meal, 150 people every night, cooked and served by volunteers. We have over 700 volunteers from 95 different church communities who take turns cooking and feeding. And again, that meal center is an opportunity to sit with each other and again, catch up and have a little respite. What's most exciting to me is lately we've layered on some services from that meal center every night. So we now run a men's shelter and a women's shelter in local churches. Wonderfully exciting. So folks are getting stabilized. I've been listening to your continuum of care. I don't know if you really call it that, but I think we have some overlap on the far edges.
Like our 8 S's?
We're just the S's. I love it. Where we're just trying to save people from the physical challenge and stabilize them, get them into that, and then the more relationships can happen. So in these church environments, we have loving volunteers who want to get to know some of the guests and the clients and help walk with them. So much of the addiction on the streets is due to trauma, and it results in loneliness. And any attempt to soothe for a moment the pain from the loneliness. So we're trying to deliver people to each other. The faith community say, thank you. I get to welcome the stranger.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we're layering on case management and a new medical clinic. So we're offering some basic little medical care.
That's great.
I talked too long about that.
No.
But that's the essence of what we're doing.
No, that's great. Yeah, you're doing a lot. So your shelters that you're doing are like emergency shelters, right? Are they
just
in
overnight?
for the night, out again?
Right.
And is it low barrier? Like, can they come in under the influence?
As long as they are able to sleep without causing a disruption, we're incredibly low barrier.
Yeah, we're kind of like that too. It's like you can come in. If you're going to be a danger to yourself or others, then no, you're out.
Yeah.
Because we have to keep everybody else safe.
That's the tough reality. What we've learned is we're able to give a lot of grace. I know you like to talk about the grace we give. So, hey, let's take a night out. Do you want to try again tomorrow? Let's take 2 nights out.
Yeah.
Try the 3rd night. Do you need a week out?
Yeah. Nothing burns me more than somebody saying you're out for life. I'm like, nobody's out for life.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, we all need 2nd, 3rd, and
because I've had a lot of chances. So we need to give that to other people. Yeah. Not that you make people unsafe, but yeah.
It's a journey.
I think that's important. Yeah. Because people change. And it's so important to really believe that people can change.
Yeah. We hear the hopes deep in conversation. So we have like the little mimic of that abandoned house kind of opportunity frequently. And in the midst of the deepest struggles with folks who are really struggling with their addiction and the worst living conditions, we hear hopes. We hear desire to find peace and love and return to relationship.
Yeah.
So the desire is definitely there. They often feel unworthy of it. And so we just spend a lot of time affirming inherent dignity. And it takes a long time. I was just telling a friend over here that one of the key phrases we've been using lately is just like the simple, you're loved.
Yeah.
You're loved.
Yeah.
And people often don't believe that because they haven't heard it for so
Right.
long.
Don't you think that the issues that we're seeing with the people we work with are really the same as all of humanity,
Yeah.
just magnified?
Magnified.
Right? It's just multiplied, magnified to the
Right.
point where they're on the street.
Yeah.
Like we've got a problem in our nation with relationships. We don't know how to do relationship
We don't.
anymore.
We don't.
We're trying to numb the pain
Yeah.
with our devices or shopping or drinking or
Right.
drugs or whatever, and just not all of them are on the street.
Yeah.
And we have problems with families.
A guy came to our dinner the other night.
Yeah.
And he was happy that someone had stolen his phone 6 months ago. It's like flabbergasting, right? But to your point, I said, "You're happy about this?" And he said, "Yeah, there was a day when I was really mad, but then since then I've noticed that I can keep up on what's going on just by talking to people and paying attention. And people have told me I have amazing eye contact now because I'm not doing this. I'm not distracted.
Yeah.
I'm present."
Yeah.
And so he's celebrating that someone stole his
I
phone 6
hesitate
months
to
ago.
say it, but somebody should steal my phone.
Lord, I don't know if I want that, but yeah.
I'm supposed to be doing a digital fast right now, but instead I'm live streaming for 24 hours.
Get it all out of your system.
Yeah. Yeah, I really do think that if people could understand that the issues we see in the homeless community are just the issues that we have in our community,
They are.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the same thing.
In
Times.
I give talks in a lot of communities, and often people in each of those relatively affluent areas will come up to me afterward and say, "I'm really glad you were talking about this because, my brother is out there somewhere. My cousin's out there. My uncle's out there. And yes, my grandmother is out there somewhere."
Oh,
So it's the same because we're related.
right.
And it's all the same family. And to your point about the issues being the same, the folks who are still housed lament the loss of a loved one.
Yeah.
And they want desperately a return. And the folks on the street desperately want return, but they feel unworthy. And they feel
Yeah.
like they'll never be welcomed. And it's hard to convince each other that there is welcome and the opportunity to
Yeah.
reconcile. It's really difficult.
It's hard
But
work.
it's possible.
Relationships are really messy.
Yeah.
Right?
Well said.
Yeah, they're really messy. And within my own family and with the people that we serve. But so I saw this video one time. It was the Gospel of John video.
Yeah.
And it just, this one picture stuck out to me. And it was Jesus walking along the river to go see John the Baptist,
Okay.
and his sandaled foot going into the mud. It was just a picture, right? But I went, oh, Jesus, the God of the universe, the creator of the universe, right, loved us so much that he came into our messy world to be in relationship with us.
Yeah.
And I really think that is so much what we do. It's we're getting into the messiness of the people that we serve, and it's the only way we can help pull them out.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
To your point, I believe mysteriously I keep meeting Jesus out there.
Yeah.
Matthew 25.
Yeah.
Who are we encountering? So that's that whole mystery. That we minister in his name and we meet Jesus in disguise out there. It sort of just puts me in awe
Yeah.
repeatedly.
Yeah, I really, something happened in my life, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, maybe, where I just fell in love with Jesus again. And I felt like he said to me, if you're going to love me, are you going to love the people I love?
Wow.
And I went, well, who's that? And I said, well, it's like people without hope. So we started doing disaster relief work. We worked with Samaritan's Purse and helped rebuild some things, and went to Nigeria and helped rebuild a hospital. And I was looking for something local, and we got involved in the local soup kitchen.
Right.
So that's kind of how I got into it. I just started volunteering, but it was because of a spiritual awakening for me. I went through a deconstruction.
And that invitational question from Jesus.
So really, everything I've done since then is really because I fell in love with Jesus and wanted to love him back.
Yeah.
And I do it by loving the people that he loves.
Yeah.
And it's those people that are living without hope.
Yeah.
And I never would have imagined that I was going to work with the homeless.
Yeah.
When I first got into it, I didn't really want to do it.
Right.
And I kind of felt like he said, this is where I have you.
Yeah.
Was
there a fear? I'm curious. What was was there an aversion of some type?
Well, I was really a good little church girl. I didn't have any homeless friends.
Right. It was new.
I didn't. It was all new, and I was just volunteering at the soup kitchen.
Sure.
Right?
Right.
But then I started getting to know these guys. I'd have lunch with them.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at this guy walking out of the soup kitchen with his backpack on his back. And there was an ice storm coming. And I knew that I just had lunch with this guy and he's homeless. And I thought, where's he going to sleep tonight?
Yeah.
Because we had no shelters in 2 counties, the one we were in and the one next to it.
Right.
No shelter at all.
Your heart broke.
My heart broke. This was upstate New York. We actually started a Code Blue shelter where we could only be open when the temperature hit 15 or below. And then it got changed to 32, but still,
right.
When it hits, 35 here, we start to...
And so you were starting to live in relationship.
I was in relationship with people and started asking questions and realizing my preconceived ideas were wrong.
Yeah. There's this funny thing that happens. I'm 6'2", 200 pounds, and I will often feel afraid walking down the street if I know that I'm approaching some folks who are having a hard time. And I've really taken that to prayer, and I wasn't afraid of anything physical if I'm in the depth of my listening. I was afraid of being rejected or that I couldn't solve anything, right? And guess what? The people I was about to visit weren't wanting to reject me and didn't really want me to solve anything. People aren't problems to be solved. We're opportunities for love. Right, and so I would stop there.
I need to learn that. Okay, just wait.
I'm reminding myself. I already know what I said, but I would stop on my way. I'd say to my friends, we have to pray. And I say, I'm afraid. There's a spirit of fear here, and I think a spirit of fear often keeps us from doing this. And 1 John 4 says, "A perfect love casts out fear." And so, Lord, let your perfect love go ahead of us, which it does. And let it drive out that spirit of fear that we might just encounter each other in you. And every time I do that, without fail, or before a whole night, if I'm about to go out, the most beautiful encounters happen. I would have people who happen to be dealing drugs take me by the hand and invite me to kneel with them on the sidewalk and ask to pray for deliverance from what they're caught up in. And nearby, someone injecting drugs into their arm would look up and say, would you please pray for me that I can find the peace that I'm really looking for, because I know it's not in this syringe.
Wow.
So these hopes, right? The hopes that are just laid bare in this hospital ward that is our street. And it's the kind of stuff where the harvest is ripe, right?
Yeah.
So I'm excited back to this. We can't open up church-based shelters enough to introduce people to each other, to get case management medical there, to then do referrals. I get excited about the future, Kim, when our folks are stabilized, and then we find out more about programs like yours, where we could say, hey, my case manager is able to say, hey, we can get you in to this life transformation opportunity.
Yeah, because it can happen. It's real.
Yeah.
I see that. I've had people on this bench that have had complete life transformations.
Yeah.
And now they're back in that work, this work.
Praise God.
And it's so cool to see that. Yeah. And if we don't believe that, then we're going to continue just saying, put them in a house and then they won't be our problem. Right? It's in order to say that there needs to be more, you need to believe that life transformation is possible.
That's why we're excited about taking these incremental steps.
Right.
And yes, it's only overnight, and yes, it's only a bed. and a shower and a locker and laundry and such. But a lot of folks actually say they're thriving in this small congregate shelter. It's only 20 people, and they're known, and they feel safer. They
Yep.
feel safer than if they were in a room by themselves,
Yeah.
still struggling with their addiction, because
Yeah.
they're more likely to die by themselves. I'm kind of curious. I know you're only 9 hours into this.
Yeah.
This is amazing. You're inspiring. Can I ask you, like, to process, like, what are you hearing so far? What are the themes that are emerging?
Just what we've been talking
Okay.
about: life transformation, relationships. We don't have enough emergency beds.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to look at new ways of doing
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, this hope thing is an encouragement and the love casting out fear.
Yeah.
Because I know that a lot of folks I know say, "Can I walk
Uh-huh.
with you?" But I'm really afraid.
Yeah.
I say, actually, I feel safer meeting folks
Yeah.
out here than I do walking into some of the fancier places in town. I feel
Yeah.
more welcomed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, back in New York, when we first started our Code Blue shelter, which
Yeah.
was what we called the cold weather shelter, there was this one guy, and it was the one that was always in front of me. He's my poster child, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember when he first came in, he would go out every day with his bag. And I remember about 2 weeks in, he left his bag one day
Mm.
on his cot. And I went, oh, he feels safe. It was such a
Right.
oh my goodness.
Right.
He knew that he had a bed there,
Right.
that it was safe. Later that winter, he picked up a guitar somebody had donated, started playing the guitar.
Yeah.
And it's like those are the things that you lose when you're homeless, right?
Right.
And it was just so cool
Normal.
to start seeing those come back.
Right.
Yeah.
Just the image of, I made my bed. It's going to be made exactly the same way when I
Yeah.
come back here tonight,
Yeah.
and my stuff is going to be on
Yeah.
it.
That trust, I hold that really, really,
Yeah.
I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but
Yeah.
it's important that we
It takes a long time to rebuild
we
it.
honor that trust.
Right.
Yeah.
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 So that's the slow game.
Yeah.
You know, the slow nurturing of that seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
You're
you
inspiring.
for the energy you brought tonight,
Oh,
because
good.
I needed some.
Good. Good. Well, I
You
just
know?
came from our dinner, so I'm.
Oh yeah, you're
amped up.
psyched. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm so
Yeah.
glad that we see each other at meetings and we're getting to know
Yeah.
each other, and we can collaborate more
Likewise.
in the future. And
Yeah.
thanks for coming down late at night to be on the bench.
Blessings on your continued hours and
Thank
on your
you.
continued great work.
Yeah, thank you.
Great.
We're going to have a Zoom call with Brandon Thomas from Citygate Network, who really has been the instigator for these conversations on a bench. So that's going to be at 10:30. So we will try to get our tech stuff all worked out between now and then, and we'll be back at 10:30 with him. Thank you.